Here is the sister of the man condemned desires access to you.
Has his sister?
I, my good lord, a very virtuous maid, and to be shortly of a sisterhood, if not already.
Well, let her be admitted. You're welcome. What's your will?
I am a woeful suitor to your honor. Please, but your honor, hear me.
Well, what's your suit?
There's a vice that most I do abhor, and most desire should meet the blow of justice, for which I will not plead, but that I must, for which I must not plead, but that I am at war twixt will and will not.
Well, the matter?
I have a brother is condemned to die. I do beseech you, let it be his fault and not my brother.
Condemn the fault and not the actor of it. Mine were the very cipher of a function to find the faults whose fine stands in record and let go by the actor.
Oh, just but severe law. I had a brother then. Heaven keep your honor. Must he needs die?
Maiden, no remedy.
Yes, I think that you might pardon him, and neither heaven nor man grieve at the mercy.
I will not do it.
But can you if you would?
Look, what I will not, that I cannot do.
No ceremony that your great ones longs, become them with half so good a grace as mercy does.
Pray you, be gone.
I would to heaven I had your potency, and you were Isabel. I would tell what were to be a judge and what a prisoner.
Your brother is a forfeit of the law, and you but twist your words.
Why? All the souls at war will forfeit once. How would you be if he, which is the top of judgment, should but judge you as you are? Oh, think on that. The mercy then will breathe with your lips like man you made.
Be you content, fair maid. It is the law, not I, condemn your brother. Were he my kinsman, my brother, or my son, it should be thus with him. He must die tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh, that's sudden. Spare him, spare him. He's not prepared for death. Even for our kitchens, we kill the fowl of season. Shall we serve heaven with less respect than we do minister to our gross selves? Good my lord, bethink you. Who is it that had died for this offense? There's many have committed it.
The law has not been dead, though it hath slept. Those many had not dared to do that evil if the first that did the edict infringe had answered for his deed.
Yet show some pity.
I show it most of all when I show justice. For then I pity those I do not know, which a dismissed offense would after go, and do him right, answering one fell wrong, lives not to act another. Be satisfied. Your brother dies tomorrow. Be content.
So you must be the first that gives this sentence, and he that suffers. Oh, it is excellent to have a giant's strength, but it is tyrannous to use it like a giant. Could great man thunder as Jove himself does, Jove would ne'er be quiet. For every pelting petty officer would use his heaven for thunder, nothing but thunder. Merciful heaven, thou rather with thy sharp and sulphurous belt split the unwieldyable and gnarled oak than the soft myrtle. But man, proud man, dressed in a little brief authority, most ignorant of what he's most assured. His glassy essence, like an angry ape, plays such fantastic tricks before high heaven as made the angels weep.
Why do you put these things upon me?
Because authority, though it are like others, hath yet a kind of medicine in itself that stings of ice on the top. Go to your bosom, knock there, and ask your heart what it does know that's like my brother's fault. If it confess a natural guiltiness such as is his, let it not sound a thought upon your tongue against my brother's life.
She speaks, and 'tis such sense that my sense breathes with it. Fare you well.
Gentle my lord, turn back.
I will bethink me. Come again tomorrow.
Hark, how I love you.
How? Bribe me?
I, with such gifts that heaven shall share with you, not with fond shekels of the test gold, or stones whose rates are either rich or poor as fancy values them, but with true prayers that shall be up at heaven and enter there ere sunrise. Prayers from preserved souls, from fasting maids whose minds are dedicated to nothing temporal.
Well, come to me tomorrow.
At what hour tomorrow shall I attend your lordship?
At any time for noon.
Save your honor.
From thee, even from thy virtue. What's this? What's this? Is this her fault or mine? The tempter with the tempted, who sins most? Not she, nor does she tempt, but it is I. What dost thou? Well, what art thou, Angelo? Dost thou desire her foully for those things that make her good? Never could the strumpet, with all her double vigor, art, and nature, once stir my temper. But this virtuous maid subdues me quite. Ever till now, when men were fond, I smiled and wondered how. When I would pray and think, I think and pray to several subjects. Heaven hath my empty words, whilst my invention, hearing not my tongue, anchors on Isabel. And in my heart, the strong and swelling evil of my conception, the state whereon I studied is like a good thing, being often read, grown feared, and tedious. How now, fair maid?
I am come to know your pleasure.
Your brother cannot live.
Even so, heaven keep your honor.
Yet May he live a while, and he may be as long as you or I, yet he must die.
When, I beseech you?
I shall pose you quickly. Which had you rather, that the most just law not took your brother's life, or to redeem him, give up your body to such sweet uncleanness as she that he has stained?
How say you?
I, now the voice of the recorded law, pronounce a sentence on your brother's life. Might there not be a charity in sin to save this brother's life?
Please you to do it. I will take it as a peril to my soul. It is no sin at all but charity.
Nay, but hear me. Your sense pursues not mine. Either you're ignorant or seem so craftily, and that's not good. But mark me to be received plain, and I will speak what grows. Your brother is to die.
So,
admit no other way to save his life, that you, his sister, either must lay down the treasures of your body, or else to let him suffer. What would you do?
as much for my poor brother as myself. That is, were I under the terms of death, the impression of king whips I'd wear as rubies, and strip myself to death, as to a bed the longing had been sick for, ere I'd yield my body up to shame.
Then must your brother die?
Better it were brother died at once, than that a sister, by redeeming him, should die forever.
Were you then not as cruel as the sentence that you were slandered so?
Economy in ransom, the free pardon are of two houses. Lawful mercy is nothing kin to foul redemption.
You seemed of late to make the law a tyrant, and rather proved the slighting of your brother a merriment than a vice.
Pardon me, my lord. It oft falls out to have what we would have. We speak not what we mean. I something do excuse that thing I hate, for his advantage that I dearly love.
Let me be bold. Plainly conceive, I love you.
My brother did love Juliet, and you tell me that he shall die.
He shall not, Isabel, if you give me love.
I know your virtue had a license in it, which seems a little fouler than it is, to pluck on others.
Believe me, on my honor, my words express my purpose.
Ha! Little honor to be much believed, and the most pernicious purpose. I will proclaim thee, Angelo. Look for it. Sign me a present pardon for my brother, or with an outstretched throat, I will tell the word aloud what man thou art.
Who will believe thee, Isabel? My unsoiled name, the austereness of my life, and my place in the state. Will so your accusation overweigh, that you shall stifle in your own report and the smell of calumny? Fit thy consent to my sharp appetite. Redeem thy brother by yielding up thy body to my will, or else he must not only die the death, but thy unkindness shall his death draw out to lingering sufferance. Answer me tomorrow. For by the affection that now guides me most, I will prove a tyrant to him. As for you, say what you can. My false overweighs your true.
To whom should I complain? Did I tell this, who would believe me? O perilous mouths that bear in them one and the self-same tongue, either of condemnation or proof, bidding law make courtesy to their will, hooking both right and wrong to the appetite to follow as it draws. I to my brother, though he hath fallen by prompture of the blood, yet hath he in him such a mind of honor, that had he 20 heads to tender down on 20 bloody blocks, he'd yield them up before his sister should her body stoop to such horrid pollution. Then Isabel live chaste, and brother die. More than our brother is our chastity. I'll tell him yet of Angelo's request, and fit his mind to death, for his soul's rest.
Sister, what's the comfort?
Why, as all comforts are, most good indeed. Lord Angelo, having affairs to heaven, intends you for his swift ambassador. Tomorrow you set on.
Is there no remedy?
Yes, brother, you may live. There's a devilish mercy in the judge if you implore it that will free your life, but bark your honor from the trunk you bear and leave you naked.
Let me know the point.
Oh, I do fear thee, Claudio, and I quake lest thou a fever's life shouldest entertain in the 6 or 7 winters more respect than the perpetual honor.
Why give you me this shame? If I must die, I will encounter darkness as a bride and hog it in my arms.
There spake my brother, there my father's grave did utter forth a voice. Thou art too noble to conserve a life in base appliances. This outward sainted deputy is yet a devil.
Angelo?
Dost thou think, Claudio, if I would yield him my virginity, thou mightst be freed?
Oh, heavens! It cannot be. Thou shalt not do it.
This night's a time that I should do what I pour to name, or else thou diest tomorrow.
Has he affections in him that thus can make him bite the law by the nose when he would force it? Sure, it is no sin, or of the deadly 7, it is the least. Oh, Isabel!
What says my brother?
Death is a fearful thing.
And shame the life are hateful.
Aye, but to die and go we know not where. To lie in cold obstruction and to rot. The sensible worn motion to become a kneaded clot. And the delighted spirit to bathe in fiery floods or to reside in thrilling region of thick ribbed ice. To be imprisoned in the viewless winds and blown with restless violence round about the pendant world, or to be worse than worst of those that lawless and uncertain thoughts imagine holy, they're still horrible.
Alas, alas.
The weariest and most loathed worldly life that age, ache, penury, and imprisonment can lay on nature is a paradise to what we fear of death.
Be ready, Claudio, for thou must die.
Sweet sister, let me live. What sin you do to save a brother's life? Nature dispenses with the deed so far that becomes a virtue.
Oh, you beast! Wilt thou be made a man out of my vice? Is it not a kind of incest to take life from thy ancestors' shame? Die! Perish! Might but my bending down reprieve thee from thy fate. It should proceed. I pray 1,000 prayers for thy death. No word to save thee.
Hear me, Isabel.
Thy sin's not accidental but a trade. Mercy to thee would prove self-abhorred. 'Tis best that thou diest quickly.
Oh, hear me, Isabel.